What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about another one of these very stupid viral trends that unfortunately just kind of pop up once every 6 months or so. You guys know how social media gets. For some reason, a lot of really ignorant challenges are bred here online, and well, through the platforms of social media, people end up, well, hurting themselves pretty severely, killing themselves by accident, or encouraging others to put themselves at the risk of doing any of the things that I just listed. So I could sit here all day and talk about all these different challenges and everything that have kind of popped up over time here on the internet, but today we'll just kind of stick with one, and that is called the Skull Breaker Challenge. So right off rip here, I think we can all agree that the name of this challenge, I would say, insinuates how dangerous and how problematic this can actually be. The Skull Breaker Challenge does not sound like it's some walk in the park, fun time with lollipops and stickers. It sounds like, you know, oh, I don't know, like a UFC fight or something, you know, like someone dying in the cage. The Skull Breaker Challenge sounds like a mini game in Mortal Kombat. It doesn't sound like a fucking fun challenge for people to be replicating on the internet, but well, what do I know? I'm not one of these kids, you know, I'm not one of these kids out here having fun with these challenges. So the prank that went viral on the TikTok app is causing children severe injuries across the United States and across the world. The Skull Breaker Challenge involves two people fooling a third person into jumping in the air, kicking their feet out from under them. I think anyone can kind of see what the problem with that is, and I don't know if I should be surprised if this came from TikTok or not. This sounds like some TikTok shit, if we're being honest, but I just have to go ahead and ask the question because I'm assuming that at least one person who watches this video has done this challenge at this point. I might be wrong, however, I do want to go ahead and just make that assumption. How is this any fun? Like, I don't really understand what is supposed to be great about this, and I don't understand why it's being called a prank. Now, when I think of a prank, I think of two different things. I think of, you know, an actual prank, like, oh, I don't know, putting a bucket of water over the top of a door so when someone walks through, it falls and spills water all over them. Putting firecrackers under the toilet seat so when someone goes to take the biggest dump they've ever taken in their life, all they hear is a bunch of popping and jump up, maybe piss a little bit. That's what I usually think of traditionally as a prank, and then, of course, there's, like, YouTube pranks, which I guess this kind of can be categorized as, or an internet prank. On YouTube, you know, you got the, oh, going into the hood and challenging people to a fist fight prank gone wrong. But this one seems even more dangerous. I don't really see what's funny about fooling somebody into jumping up and then kicking their feet out from under them, letting them land on their neck, their head, their back. That sounds just kind of like a dick move. That doesn't really sound funny to me. Like, if I saw this happen, I would probably be kind of mad, you know? Even if it didn't happen to me. Now go ahead and hear some of these testimonials to this whole prank, this challenge. I couldn't get up because I couldn't feel my hands, said Kathleen. I couldn't feel my legs, my feet, nothing. I was numb. 13-year-old Kathleen DeJesus was a target in the challenge. She was rushed from Lawrence, Massachusetts middle school to the hospital, where she spent 2 days for a severe concussion. I was screaming that I needed an ambulance, said Kathleen. I was thinking like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my life over this game. I should have never done it. So Kathleen decided for fun, for shits and giggles, she wanted to get some brain damage because of some stupid challenge going around on the internet. Now, I shouldn't really have to explain to you why this is a dangerous challenge. Your brain, your head, your neck and your spine, pretty sensitive areas. When you slam them down real hard, presumably on a flat surface, yeah, it's not really good for you. And that's exactly what this kind of thing is setting up. And I just don't get it, man. I don't understand why anyone would think this is a good idea. I don't know if it's one of those things where you have to kind of live the experience to learn to never do it again, but I mean, I would think that when you're screaming that you need an ambulance, you might die over this game, yeah, all of a sudden, you probably have learned your lesson. In Portland, Oregon, another 14-year-old student fell victim. These seniors asked me if I would jump for their TikTok video, Olivia Ross said. She said she hit her head on the ground really hard. I remember like blacking out for a second and I started to get like an instant pressure headache. Yeah, that sounds like a real fun game, like a real fun challenge. Hey, if anyone would like to set up this game with me where two of you trick me into jumping in the air and then me smashing my skull into the ground, I am 100% down. That sounds like a really fun time, guys. Maybe we'll do a fan meetup and we'll all do the Skull Breaker Challenge and we'll see how many of us can survive it. I mean, can you imagine blacking out for a second and then getting an instant pressure headache? How that feels? How much fun that is, man? At this point, just go ahead and put on a football helmet and get out on the goddamn field and just go play rough. That sounds like more fun to me than filming TikToks where we almost jump and blast our head open against the concrete. The potential long-lasting injuries now have medical professionals posting their own videos warning people, especially young ones. The biggest concern we have, and we know this through research, is we're having a real big problem when it comes to our adolescents and our teenagers with these different challenges, said Dr. Taz. Yeah, of course we're having a real big problem when it comes to these different challenges. I mean, I remember the whole Tide Pod challenge. There's been like 9 of them, man. In like the last couple years, where people are just risking their lives. And I don't know, you would think maybe after the first 2 or 3 challenges where this kind of stuff happens that you'd maybe be like, I don't really want to participate. But I guess, well, we keep building up these cases. This isn't the first challenge on TikTok to cause harm. The Outlet or Penny Challenge has also sparked damage and even fires. I have no idea what either of these are, but I can only assume that they're horrible, terrible ideas, and that nobody should ever attempt doing them. Now, might I ask, what exactly is the Outlet Challenge? What are we doing, sticking a fork in the outlet and seeing if, we go ahead and get a little shock? What is the Penny Challenge? Are we eating 700 pennies to see what happens to our lower intestine? I don't know. But apparently this warning has to be made. Apparently you have to tell people not to put anything into an outlet which obviously has live electricity in it. You have to tell people that kicking other people's feet out from under them and letting them land on their spinal cord and their brain and their skull is a really bad idea. Now I know what you might be thinking, if you're a little bit more cynical. Oh, but Optimus, bro, Optimus. Everyone who does one of these really stupid challenges deserves exactly what they fucking get. If they're not smart enough to see the consequences in these actions, maybe they should just have to learn it the hard way, the old-fashioned way. Just go ahead and throw yourself into it and see what happens to you. If your spinal cord is broken into 19 different separate little pieces and is in your back like a broken up popsicle on summer break, honestly, you kinda deserve it because you weren't smart enough to see the outcome of this whole thing. Well, the problem is, little children. TikTok, I know there's adults and everything on there, but I mean, there's a lot of children on TikTok. And when I was their age, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, just a wide spectrum of ages, I knew pretty well that maybe I shouldn't be doing something like this. That maybe the Outlet or Penny Challenge would be a really stupid idea, or trying to kick my friend's legs out from underneath them so that they can go ahead and try to do a handstand with the top of their skull on the concrete pavement outside was not necessarily an idea that anyone should look at fondly. But I have no idea how kids today think. I really don't. I mean, the most dangerous thing that we did as kids was maybe climb up really high into a tree and show everybody how good we were at hanging on to the tree, or maybe swinging baseball bats and stuff around, hitting baseballs with your friend while there's someone behind him catching with no, I would say, equipment or anything on. That might have been like the most dangerous / someone's gonna get really goddamn hurt kind of thing we did. But the app told ABC News that user safety is a top priority and they, quote, do not allow content that encourages or replicates dangerous challenges that might lead to injury. Yeah, man, it's unfortunate. It really is. That we even have to go to this length to tell people not to do these kinds of things. I mean, honestly, it's not even really all the kids' fault. And I'm not here to blame TikTok, because I don't think TikTok or any of these other social medias are at fault for this kind of stuff. I mean, people are going to do these kinds of dumb shit, regardless if these things, I guess, openly allow it or not. So I would say the fault really comes in on parents who don't raise their children to be a little bit more cautious and knowledgeable on things that could hurt them. I mean, if I can keep it $1.50 with everybody here, I think it's more or less the parents' fault that they've allowed their children to be so gullible and stupid if they're out here trying to do the Skull Breaker Challenge. I mean, what kind of challenges do you guys agree to do? I mean, if anyone ever came up to me and said, yo bro, you're trying to do the Skull Breaker Challenge with me, I'd look at them like there's something wrong with them. I'd probably laugh in their face. It's such a stupid concept that I'm gonna agree to do something like this. But parents apparently aren't raising their children well enough. Parents are raising their children to believe that something literally named the Skull Breaker Challenge is something that will be fun and enjoyable for everybody. I mean, the danger is right in the name of the challenge. I mean, the Tide Pod Challenge, not necessarily. Everyone kind of knows how dangerous that it is, right? Because it was so popular in the media and everything. But, I mean, the Skull Breaker Challenge, really? I shouldn't, and I won't even say anything about this. Honestly, because if you're already considering doing this, you're not gonna listen to me. So I'm not going to go on a 5-minute PSA about why you shouldn't do this and to consider the health benefits that, you keep if you don't do this. Of course, you shouldn't do this, but, well, if you're already considering doing it anyway, well, you kind of failed the test, okay? There's something going on, and it's not my fault, so... Thank you guys for watching, though. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on my channel, follow me over on Twitter at SubToptimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. It's a surefire way to get notifications of all my newest content. And hey, check out OpTube down below while you're there. Check out the forums, lots of great things going on over there as well. And thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. But until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, doing a very deadly challenge, and signing out.